The Vermont trout season is coming up soon, and the restocking of trout in most streams and rivers are being pushed back to a later date than normal. Trout can be found in the water year-round, but not all trout may live through the harsh Vermont winter. According to the manager at the Bald Hill Fish Hatchery, Chris Thompson, 2 types of trout are stocked, brown and rainbow trout. These trout can be found in the Passumpsic River.
Go to their favorite fishing spots, and they should be able to find fish. And there are other fish, obviously, to fish for other than stocked trout. There are sunfish and perch and bass and other species that people like to fish for.
Caledonia Central Supervisory Union Superintendent Dr. Matthew Forrest will leave his current position at the end of the school year. Forrest has been up in the air with the union leaders in the past year, but in the fall, a vote of no confidence was taken with a majority of respondents saying they did not have any faith in Forrest. Forrest has now been offered an opportunity that he feels will better himself and his family.
But I made this decision for my family, and I had a real strong desire to get back to working more closely with children, and this new position allows me to do that.
Forrest said he was appreciative of the opportunity the CCSU gave him.
The Vermont Agency of Transportation's budget for salt this winter has been more costly than anticipated. According to the agency's Maintenance Bureau Director, Todd Law, the prices on salt came to about 15% increase from last winter. Law said the cost for the salt last year was $68 per ton, and this year it was $78. He explained that over 200,000 tons of salt has been used this year, and that this amount is 60,000 tons more than last winter.
So snow and ice control has always been first and foremost, and now, and once the season gets over, that's when we'll figure out where that money's coming from. So we'll defer certain projects, purchasing equipment, etc. But traveler safety is first and foremost.
This time, there are no new updates.
Earlier today, Senator Bernie Sanders announced he is running for the White House in 2020. His announcement came over Vermont's public radio, where he promised to bring the ideas and morals of Vermont to the rest of the country. He says his campaign is about transforming our country and creating a government based on what Sanders says, quote, "Together we can create a nation that leads the world in the struggle for peace and economic, racial, and social and environmental justice."
Most part, those of us that take pride in ourselves and as an individual, we feel good when we accomplish something. And if everything's handed to you on a silver platter, you got no appreciation for what you do have or your life itself.
He will be running against Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, and Kristen Gillibrand for the primary spot on the ballot.
Students, staff, and community members are pumped up for the Danville Division IV basketball championship game. They cheered for the team at the pep rally this afternoon at the Danville School. The rally was in the gymnasium, and students showed off handmade posters. Players even showed off their basketball skills, and the championship game is this Saturday at noon in Barrie.
There was a beginner's beekeeping workshop at the Littleton Co-op. At this workshop, students were taught about the basics of beekeeping, roles of the bees with the colony, bee behavior, and equipment needed to proceed as a beekeeper. One of the owners of the White Mountain Apiary, located in Littleton, taught the workshop.
Those are the bees from 3 days.
It does not produce a lot of honey. Although when I'm teaching students about queen bees and how to mark queen bees when we're working in an apiary, hands-on, we work with drones because drones can't sting you, the male bees.
The White Mountain Apiary will be having a beekeeping 101 workshop on Saturday, April 6th at 10 a.m. This upcoming workshop will be at the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury. All of the proceeds from the workshop will go to the North Country Beekeepers Association.
Retired Deputy Fire Chief of Lyndonville, Bill Thompson, joined the Lyndonville Fire Department in 1954. He was with the fire department for a total of 52 years. He retired as Deputy Chief in 1996 and was a life member. He passed away this past Sunday. According to the current Deputy Fire Chief, Greg Hopkins, Thompson was a very active member of the community. Thompson's funeral mass is this Thursday at 11 a.m. at the St. Elizabeth Catholic Church in Lyndonville. Even though Green Up Day is a few weeks away, throughout Vermont, towns are preparing to clean up their communities. Green Up Day has been around for over 49 years and with over 13,000 miles of roads getting a good spring cleaning. Green Up Day started as a way to clean up the winter roads. The town of Barnet has plans to start the cleanup process throughout the town. Barnet's first place for Green Up Day is the Barnet School.
Clean up on Green Up Day and bring the green bags, so they're distributed throughout the state. Those bags, identify them as Green Up bags. Then there's no cost.
Green Up Day takes place statewide on May 4th.
The village of Barnet has recently had water lines in the process of being worked on. Located on Mill Hill Road in Barnet, Fire District 2 is in charge of the construction on the lines. There has been a voluntary boil water notice since Monday as a safety precaution. Water should be boiled first before drinking, preparing food, brushing teeth, and washing dishes. There are no updates at this time as to when the project will be finished.
The non-binding ordinance on banning tobacco products on St. Johnsbury town properties was put on the ballot on town meeting day. Voters were in favor of this ban. Currently, there are signs that say "Thank you for not smoking." This ban involves cigars, cigarettes, chewing tobacco, snuff, marijuana, and vaping products. Snuff and vaping products are on the list because they are under state statute. The consequence of using tobacco products on town property could result in a fine of anywhere from $50 to $200.
It can be enforced through a municipal ticket. Our police department will ticket people, but they're not going to go out and patrol for us. So they're not going to investigate a claim of no smoking. Generally speaking, what communities see is it's it's really self-regulated. When people know they're not allowed to smoke, they just typically don't. Someone might remind someone, hey, there's no smoking in the park.
The next Select Board meeting is on April 8th at 6 p.m. at the Welcome Center.